It's like a deluge out here. Poor Bandit gets so scared when it's thundering and lightning out. Right, Bandit? You scared? You know what I'm making? Sloppy Joe's manwich, I mean. Well, you guys wanted it. You guys want to see everything that I do. So now we're going to pay the bills. Oh, so while I was thinking about it, as I'm relaxing at my computer desk here, this Saturday, October 1st, we're having a gathering at Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights. So you guys should come out, because that sounds awesome. And it will be. I think there's going to be like 30 people there. That's a lot for a gathering, right? So we have to try to figure out what to do if we're just going to all stick together, one giant group. One giant group of people that goes throughout all of the haunted houses and everything, or if we split into two smaller groups and then like go through one side of the park and then meet up at the other end and then vice versa. I don't know. I think that if it were me, I'd like to stay, and it is me, so I'd like to stay in a big group, but that's a lot of people to manage, so I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I'm gonna leave a link to the what's it called, the event page on Facebook down below. Thor's putting it on. So let's start a conversation there about what we're gonna do. Like, what do you guys think should happen? Oh, and thanks to you guys' like awesome sleuthing / detective work, I found out that Quidditch is pretty darn legit. Like, that's an awesome sport. I'd like to go see a Quidditch match one day. Like, it's a good concept. Whoever sat there and said, we need to make Quidditch an actual thing, is like brilliant. Like, everybody has a broom. They have to play one-handed and hold on to a broom. They're all running around, of course. And they have, you know, all the different, the 3 loops and everything. Got to make the quaffle in there and all this other stuff. But the snitch is the most interesting thing to me because it's a person with a tennis ball, like, strapped to their waist, right? And they just go. They go off somewhere in the general vicinity of the game. Like, if it's at a college, they're, like, somewhere on campus. And you have to go find them. And if you don't find them, after a certain amount of time, they come back to the field, and then they just like run around the field, and then you can grab the snitch off them on the field, and then you win the game. It's awesome. It is an awesome concept. I'd like to watch it. I'm not going to play it, because I don't run. Definitely not with a broom between my legs, because that sounds harder. But I don't run in general. It's also really funny, too, because I get into these moods where I'm like looking at stuff, like pretty much just doing research about different things. I'm just like learning, learning new topics because I'm crazy like that. And tonight, not only was I looking at Quidditch, but I was also looking at dwarf planets. Because, you know, you guys remember in 2006, Pluto was like declassified as a planet and just classified as a dwarf planet. So now we only have 8 planets in our solar system. But we have like 7 dwarf planets. And I bet you guys didn't know that. We've got some, like, the whole reason that this happened, right? In 2006, we found this planet. We were calling it Planet X. Because everybody's like, oh, there's a new planet. But it turns out it's not a planet, it's a dwarf planet. You know, that is what caused there to be this whole debate on what is a planet and what isn't a planet. It's this elliptical orbit and all this. But anyway, so it made it so Pluto was not a planet because people looked at it. It's called Eris, by the way, not Planet X anymore. And they said, wait a second, Eris is bigger than Pluto. Why isn't Eris a planet? Well, Eris isn't a planet. Well, then neither is Pluto. Okay, so Pluto isn't a planet, Eris isn't a planet. We have this giant asteroid in the asteroid belt that they found that is pretty darn big, but it's not big enough to be a planet. It's big enough to have its own gravity and suck itself into a sphere, but it's not a planet, so that's another dwarf planet. And then we've got this other one called, like, Hanoi or something like that. And then we have one called Make or Maki. I don't know, it's spelled Make, so I don't know how to say any of these things. Then there's a whole bunch of other ones outside, past Pluto and past what did I say that one was called? Eris. Ah, the sweet, sweet ramblings of a space nerd. Good times. And you guys will have to forgive me for that type of thing because it's honestly, I can't understand how it can't be interesting to you guys, because just the fact that we're on Earth right now, inside of this room, you guys are watching me on a computer, but yet there isn't so much more beyond this room, beyond your neighborhood, beyond your town, beyond your state, beyond your country, beyond your continent, beyond your world, out there, beyond our solar system, beyond our galaxy, into the universe. It really does blow your mind. You know, like the Milky Way, right? We're in the Milky Way galaxy. Nobody from Earth has ever actually seen the Milky Way galaxy. We've seen through the Milky Way galaxy because we're inside of it. So we haven't seen the actual outside of it. What it really looks like, we can guess. But we don't know. And the whole thing is, the Milky Way galaxy, they estimate, has between 200 and 300 billion stars in it. Just imagine that for a second. Billion stars. That's ridiculous. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and now it's time to pay the price.